For the last week, the financial world has been talking about the startling demise of FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried, whose $16 billion wealth vanished virtually overnight. Some have called the 30-year financial old's devastation as one of the most dramatic losses of personal fortune in our time, if not all time. As of Friday, Bankman-Fried, also known as SBF, had filed for bankruptcy and resigned as CEO of FTX, the second largest and fastest-growing cryptocurrency exchange. Bankman-Fried looks to be financially wiped out in this instance. However, when the world's billionaires experience adversity, this is not always the case. A huge business setback may simply mean that their fortune has been decreased for some. Aside from individual financial disasters, such as SBF's, the world's billionaires witnessed a big dip in their net worth this year as a result of the stock market's turbulent journey. As of 2023, Mark Zuckerberg had lost over $90 billion, while Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk had each lost approximately $58 billion. SBF's financial downfall is remarkable, since he was a high-profile personality and media darling who built himself as a trustworthy leader in the Bitcoin sector. Indeed, he spent a significant amount of time pushing key figures in Washington, D.C. for stronger crypto legislation. But according to industry insiders, not everything with SBF was as it seemed. Despite claims to consumers that their cryptocurrency deposits would be protected with FTX, it turns out that this was not the case. SBF, who had $26 billion at one point, lost it all when the FTX exchange collapsed, according to Bloomberg. However, SBF's demise is only the latest recent empire to fall. Here are a few additional major individual financial failures in recent history. Alan Stanford, net worth $2.2 billion. Alan Stanford, a Texas-born businessman, noted for his extravagant lifestyle, lost his entire wealth in a fraud case that landed him in prison. He was sentenced to 110 years in jail for running a massive Ponzi scam worth at least $8 billion. According to CNBC, Stanford's empire came crashing down in 2009, when the SEC charged him with fraud, conspiracy to launder money, and other offenses, and shut down his corporation. Stanford is being held at the maximum security Coleman II federal prison in Sumterville, Florida. He is not eligible for parole before 2105, and for the last 3 years he has been assisting a fellow convict in writing a book about his fate, Brutal Takeover. Sean Quinn, net worth $6 billion. Sean Quinn, Ireland's richest man, was estimated to be worth $6 billion in 2008. Quinn exemplifies the self-made businessman. He dropped out of school at the age of 14 because he couldn't read or write. But with only a £100 loan, he founded a firm known as the Kauaian Group, which began with the basic sale of gravel from his family farm to local builders. According to the BBC, Quinn lost it all in just 2 years during Ireland's real estate market crisis and the Great Recession. Quinn not only lost everything, but he also found himself in debt to the tune of $3 billion. He, like Batista, is no longer on Bloomberg's list of billionaires. Ike Batista, net worth $35 billion. Brazilian industrialist Ike Batista was reported to be worth $35 billion at the height of his riches. Batista, formerly the richest man in Brazil, lost his fortune in a single year. In 2013, the value of many of his oil and gas assets began to dwindle, and he suddenly found himself burdened by obligations significantly beyond the worth of his oil company, OGX. Batista's money was made and lost in mining, oil, and gas exploration. In September 2014, he was charged with market manipulation and utilizing privileged knowledge to benefit by selling company stock for $95 million. According to Forbes, 5 of Batista's 6 publicly held enterprises saw their values collapse in 2013, and the value of his assets has decreased by 2/3. Yasumitsu Shigeru, net worth $42 billion. Shigeru, another power figure devastated by the Japanese tech bubble's implosion, was worth a stunning $42 billion between 1999 and 2000, according to Forbes. However, like with Sun, when the technology industry plummeted, so went a large amount of Shigeru's fortune. According to Forbes, the founder and chairman of Hikari Tsushin, who was Japan's youngest billionaire when he was 34, lost $40 billion in just a few months. Masayoshi Son, net worth $78 billion. Masayoshi Son, a Japanese billionaire, was believed to be worth a record $78 billion at the height of his fortune. According to Forbes, he was a victim of the dot-com bubble crash in 2000, when he lost more than $59 billion when his SoftBank shares dropped, which would be more than $1 trillion today after inflation. According to some, it was the single largest overnight decrease in net value. Sun is still a billionaire according to Bloomberg, with a current net worth of $12.9 billion as of the time of this video. Well, this is it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, let us know in the comments if we missed anyone from this list.